Thank you very much for that. Love you guys so much. I really do. Love this company. Love this team so much. It is great to be in front of you today. It's great to be in Dallas, Texas. It's great to be free. It's great to be our own company with our own future, our own business, our own destiny. We're not a member of anybody anymore. We're Primerica. And I'm going to spend some time with you this morning and talk to you a little bit about the story of making that happen, of the moment, of creating that moment. But more important than that, I'm going to talk about turning that into an incredible future for our company, for our business. One of the things that was amazing, and I'll talk a little bit about that as I get into this, the story of, going out and telling the story and selling our company to the investment community. And one of the things that was amazing is you realize more and more how the financial services industry is consolidating. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, meeting with a lot of the fund managers that, move hundreds of millions of dollars. So many of them, their jobs, now they were a part of a small independent mutual fund company, and they've been bought by this company, bought by that company. And in all honesty, it was actually interesting. One of the things that I think sold our story in such a big way was I was talking about the opportunity of being free, the opportunity of being our own company, and how we were going to utilize that leverage to grow recruiting and build our business. And in all honesty, the story resonated with many of them. It would actually be interesting. We would finish the presentation, and we'd be screeching out to the elevator to go to the next one, and countless ones of them. I mean, we did 400 or so presentations over a very short period of time. They would be walking out with me, and several of them that had been bought by big banks and stuff like that. One that really stands out in my mind was a fund group that now is owned by UBS. They're up in Chicago. And as we were walking to the elevator, the lady that ran the fund said, "My God, it must be so great to see your company get out of this big company and be free again." And it was amazing because, let me tell you, the thing that's happened in the financial services industry is businesses are being consolidated. The best I can find evidence of, in 2010, the only business that's been liberated is us. Our business, our company. And I'm telling you, in the world of 2010, freedom is a precious commodity. It's a precious thing to have, and it's our responsibility to make sure we take advantage of the moment that's in front of us. This moment will never come again. It was actually interesting. On April 1, when we were on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, and going around, I got down there early. Rick and I went down very early in the morning to get through you have to go through massive amounts of security to get, down there and to get out on the floor. And we had to be down for the opening, the opening tick of the stock and, interviews on different things. Most of you saw the, interview on CNBC or Fox Business and those kind of things. And so we were getting down there for that. And when we got down there was literally hardly anyone on the street. And we went down in front of the stock exchange, and that big banner was up there that, said Primerica, New York Stock Exchange Company. And it was one of those moments. And I mean, I don't know if I hope I have a bunch more in my life. I really do, because it was one of those moments where you just stop. I walked across the street and stood there, started crying, because I'm very emotional. And I started having tears running down my face. I just looked up. It was one of those where you just went, And then when you were there that day, what I kept trying to tell myself was, be in the moment, remember this. You don't want to remember this. okay? Because I'm so ADD, I mean, I can be somewhere, and I'm, walking off, looking at other stuff and everything, like touring some building in Europe, I mean, I never can remember what, I mean, when I go to like one of those museums or tours, the family will be back behind me, and I'm the guy, and then I'm in the gift shop within like 2 minutes, okay? Okay, a dead guy, big painting, okay, and I'm very ADD, and so I kept telling myself, be in the moment, because this moment will never come again. And it's what we do with it. This team, the world's watching us. The world's looking at us. The world is expecting us to win. That's the reason you saw what happened at the IPO. They looked and they said, this is a special team. This is a great bunch of leaders. And I'm telling you, our future is unlimited. See, I'm telling you, look, how many people do you know in 2010, with all the challenges in the world, that can say the future's unlimited? We can make it what we want to make it. There's nobody we got to check with. There's nobody we got to deal with. There's no company that's going to crumble on our head and cause us to have to do a bunch of stuff. It's us. It's this team. It's this moment. It's this time. So look, in the last 3 years particularly, this has been a 3-year process, 3+ year process to get to this point. And, there have been a lot of great days, and there have been a lot of dark days. Okay, there were times where I had tons of confidence, and then there were times where I was so worried I couldn't put it into words. Art used to always in his talks talk about, when he started the company that, there many nights he laid his head on the pillow and thought the ball game was over with. And I used to always listen to that growing up at the company and stuff like that. I lived that the last 3 years. Okay, I can't count the number of those. That 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if any of you ever have it, okay? But I bet most of you do, where you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you so awake, there ain't no way you can go back to sleep. And you are never more vulnerable as a human being than you are at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, when there ain't nobody awake but you, nobody to talk to but you, you're staring at yourself in the mirror, and you're going, am I good enough? Because that is your most unconfident time of your life. There ain't nobody to pump you up. There ain't nobody to tell you you're great. There ain't nobody to, say something to you. It's you. And you're sitting there going, good Lord, how did I get myself in this position? I mean, I can't tell you the number of those days that I had where it was just like, why did I ever start this process? Okay, why did I think this was a good idea? And there were dark days. But let me tell you what I learned in that process. I learned a lot about myself, but more importantly, I learned a lot about our company, about what we're made out of. See, let me tell you something. We're something special. We're something great. We would have never made it. I mean, understand, at every turn in the process of getting to this point, we would think we were about